you for inviting.
You bet. I've been enjoying the platform. I've got a lot of friends that we used to be on Blab. I'm sure you're aware of Blab
Yeah,
or
there's a
what
big
Blab.
blab community that used to exist is now rolled over here. I see you guys everywhere.
Yep, yep.
For
There are quite a few of us, and now Bobby and Sid and I have been trying to get people from Clubhouse that we know over here. And there's a lot of Blab people who are on Clubhouse, but they're not on here. So
Yeah, they
um,
seem to gravitate on the clubhouse a lot and then dance in and out of here.
yes, yes. So if I may ask you, because I know you know this inside and out, how do I go and see who is either following me or I'm following them?
You have to go to your profile, and it's probably you'll have to do it on the laptop, and then you'll just click on subscribers or those you subscribe to.
Your profile. I'm here, but oh, okay.
When you click, let me pull up. Hold on a second. Well, I can't do it now because I'm not on the.
Let's see.
Even
Just
now, you have me in the comments, but not on the photo, which is what it's good because you're on the phone, correct?
no, no. I'm on my computer.
Oh, and but you're broadcasting parallel and not landscape.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Oh,
Oh,
there we go. I guess.
it
And
went
then
down
oh, and
there.
then I have to do that right to make you
They,
blue.
oh,
Yeah, there we
yeah,
go.
but now it unclicked you somehow.
Um,
Click back on yourself. It should be both of us together.
hmm.
Let's see. Now I'm at the top, and click back on yourself.
Okay,
Oh,
but
now it's just you. That's
you're not blue
strange.
anymore. No, I'm blue.
Oh, now I don't know why it's acting this way. This is strange.
Mhm.
Actually, when you started the broadcast, you would have to go and make sure that you're doing landscape. Hello, Helen from London. And because
Helen,
you
Helen.
can't switch in mid broadcast. So you started it out parallel without being landscape.
How could I
And for
possibly do that? I have just got a camera up here, and it's always landscape. I don't
yeah,
have
but
any parallel in it.
your settings, you may have went live from your phone and it automatically switched
No,
and you didn't switch it back. No?
no. I just all I did was sit down at the.
Hi,
Oh,
Helen.
look
Hi.
at that! All these people are joining. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, now I'm the only one on the screen though. We got to figure out how to get you and I together.
Hmm.
Yours has a dotted line. That is strange. I have not seen that before.
More. Let's see. Video effects are disabled.
No, huh. Can you press grid instead of wide? Down below our picture, there's some things that say stack, pip, grid, wide.
Yeah,
Press.
I've been just going back and forth on them, and they're not doing anything. PIP, stack, grid, not doing a blessing thing.
Hey, Cup of
Um,
Joe, Doofy Boy. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Mr. This is J.S. Gilbert. This is his. And I am, we're trying
he's
to figure
trying
out,
to. I'm.
we're
Yeah,
trying to
I
figure
don't
out what's
understand.
going on.
Thought I kind of had this figured out, but so what do I do here? That's weird.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought if you click on yourself, oh, now you're there. Oh, now I'm there. It's like alternating between the two of us. Usually, if you,
I have
oh,
to.
now
Yeah,
we're
now.
both gone. Whoop, whoop. But they can hear us. Oh, now you're there. Hey,
Yeah,
Myrna. Hello, everyone.
weird looking thing.
Actually, when you started the broadcast, you have to make sure you're in landscape in the settings, I believe. It doesn't show that. It shows the way a little
But
bitty
but I've
icon
been
that
on
you.
here before and did a bunch of broadcasts, and I was always in landscape. I didn't even know there was a parallel feature.
Yeah, I
So
wonder how it switched then. Usually it switched for me if I like use the iPad and then I go back, then I notice, oh shoot, it's stuck in the other way.
but this is just too weird that I can't seem to get both of us in the thing. Yes, and Pablo help. Thank you.
What you could do is invite me as a director. Click where you have invited me and say director, and let me see if I can do the change of the setting. So there should be a box that says invite, and then next to my name, you click director, and then it'll let me help you with the settings.
Let's see. I'm not seeing it right here. Yeah, I had the box. Oh, okay. Where was it up here?
You put a little check on that.
Uh-huh. Yes. Audience program orientation, portrait landscape. It's on portrait.
Yes, you're stuck in the portrait right now.
Maybe it's that, I don't know, because I'm going to YouTube. What's takeovers? I don't even know. Okay, notifiers and back to comments. Okay.
Okay,
So,
see our two pictures that are right here stacked to each other? There should be below our two pictures, invite somebody, click
got
that,
it.
and you'll see where you invited me, and put a little check in the, there you go. Oops, you clicked it and then you unclicked it. Oh,
okay.
all right.
There we go.
Cool. We got Helen coming in,
Yeah.
world citizen.
Hi,
Hello. So it's
that's
showing.
interesting. So Helen and you were together.
Okay, now I got all three of us together.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? Just clicking on grid?
I just clicked on your name where it says your. I clicked right in the wording, and it made us all three come up.
Okay. Don't I feel dumb?
Oh, this thing's happened. I wouldn't worry about it. Things change.
If you click on my name to take my cam off because I'm just audio only JS, then it will just be you and Randy.
Right.
So just click on my name so I don't become blue.
Whoop.
So I turn back to gray.
Here, I'll do it for you. There you go. Now Helen is here.
There we go.
However, she's in. Oops, I think James. He's clicking at the same time.
Yeah. So
no problem. Excelente. Hello, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you see under Randy's camera? There's 4 options underneath his camera of wide, grid, pip, and stack. Yeah, that changes the way it looks.
I was clicking on those things and nothing was happening. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, you've got to have the cameras selected first, which cameras you want to be shown. So that each camera needs to be blue.
Roberts. All right.
Fireman Rich, how are you?
Hey, Rich.
Rich is my first broadcast usually in the morning. It's like 4 a.m. where I'm at. And I usually get up and I catch Richard while I'm getting ready and drinking my coffee.
He gets up at like 5:30 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, he's an early bird.
Yeah, he's a morning person, for sure. I actually asked him, I said, are you in the evenings? Do we see you in the evenings? He goes, oh, not too often. But luckily we've got him tonight.
So I'm looking on the top here. It says 26 live chats. Does that mean how many I've parsed? 27 live chats? Why is it going up?
There's 27 people here now, and around 200 have came or have give a thumbs up or something. So
gotcha. Okay. Wow.
Joe said, I'm getting dizzy with y'all in spring around. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, you should see me when I'm on my iPad. I get people really dizzy. I put the iPad. So what I'm in now, if you guys are curious, I have a spinal problem. I can walk around, but limited. So my work desk is actually like an astronaut's desk. Look at this. I am moving towards the floor. So now what's going on is my monitor is floating above my head right here. And you see, I'm kind of even with the floor right here.
Yeah, now we're in full astronaut mode now.
Yep, so I'm lying flat on my back with a 45-inch monitor over my head right here. This is the monitor. Oh, well, let's see. Yeah, put the hands up. And then the desk is met as wood over metal. So under my keyboard and my trackball, I have magnets holding it in place. And I can put my feet up or the back down or raise and lower the back or whatever. So because of this little setup here, I can be pretty productive. And but when I'm most of the time, like if I'm on Happs in the evening or something like that later on, I'm on the couch, or so I'm usually on my iPad. Hey, Rich.
Hello, Rich.
Hey, how you doing, JS?
There we
Helen,
go. I'll let the boys
Randy,
have a
good
chat.
evening.
I'll put back down. It's nice speaking to
Helen,
you guys.
don't go away. Don't leave me with these.
I'll let you
No,
boys have your fun.
No.
Miss Helen, don't leave me with all the old people. I'm probably the eldest one here, by the way. I'm only
Oh,
joking.
no. I doubt that very much.
I'll be in the cheap seats or the peanut gallery, whatever we call it. I will be there, praising you
I
all.
can only stay for a little bit.
All right.
Are we stopping you, Richard, from doing your morning show?
No, I was farting around. I was over and Michael had a very long show, and I was trying to get my telescope. The moon's right over here, a crescent. So I had the telescope out trying to, but I think the optics as far as going through this window was screwing up the picture a little bit. It wasn't as clear as it should have been, but it's good to
Hello,
see
Harry
you on,
Morton from
JS.
Titusville. Hello, DD. I was actually I came in because I wanted to get to know JS. JS, hi, I'm
JS is
Randy.
a great
Good
guy,
evening.
Randy. Great guy.
Yeah, I started following Randy right away because I saw he was, on here a lot, and figured I could learn some stuff about Happs and perhaps life in general.
Yeah, well,
There you go.
I'm a little outspoken, but I'm a loving soul, believe it or not.
Okay.
I love everybody for everything. So, but sometimes that
And you're in.
tendency.
I already forgot. Dubai? Is that where
I'm
you're
in Saudi Arabia now.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
few hours from Dubai, and I'm from Tennessee originally, but I've been
Oh,
living abroad for a couple of decades. When I'm not here, I have my home on the island of Cebu in the Philippines.
wow. Yeah, well, we have a lot of Filipino friends. My wife was a nurse for many years, and I'm in San Francisco. So the population here of nurses is very heavily Filipino. We got to know so many people, and then they retire and they go back to the Philippines and they get to live like kings and queens.
Yeah, exactly. That's why my wife and I keep our home in the Philippines. We just get to live a much more comfortable life. And the Filipinos have the monopoly on nursing. That's their number one graduates around the world, engineers and nursing.
I would do fine there. There is a Filipino dish that no Americans don't know about it, but I love it. It ingratiates me to most Filipinos. It's called diniguan. Do you know what diniguan is?
I've heard
That's
it.
probably a
I've heard that.
dish from Luzon, which is Tagalog language. I would need to know what it would mean in
Oh,
Cebuano.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
that's
sounds
Tagalog.
Tagalog.
It means chocolate meat. It's
Okay.
a pork that's cooked in blood, and
Yeah,
it gets
we just call it blood
Oh, that's
pudding.
right. Yeah. Blood pudding. Yeah.
that, and lechong is another one that I love Filipino food. Oh gosh.
What's funny? Most of the Philippines is actually Visayan language, but you see a lot of people do not. They speak Tagalog because those are a lot more in the U.S. But the majority is Visayan language, and it's a little different. So it's hard to convert the words back and forth.
Oh,
My
yeah.
wife was from Mindanao, went to college on two islands, so she picked up three or four dialects. I
Oh,
suffer from single dialect syndrome. I cannot get past the one that I was able to learn a little bit of. So trying to transfer to other dialects.
so who else? Let's see. We got Cup of Joe and Harry.
Oh, I forgot. I guess I'm
Oh, Harry
broadcasting on
Morton,
Twitch
his
too.
wife is from the Philippines also. Hey,
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah. Harry.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was going to the Philippines next month, but now they're closing the border again. Oh my God.
yeah. A friend of mine, he's in Italy, and he was looking forward to going back and seeing his mother, who is in Turkey, and she's like 99 years old and has cancer. Although she's doing pretty well, but she stopped treatments and stuff. And so he was all
That's
ready
not
to go,
Nazim,
and
is
then he
it, JS?
just found out he can't go now. They just
Oh,
locked
that's
everything.
Is that
terrible.
Nazim? JS, is that
Yeah,
Nazim?
Nazim, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hello,
Wow,
Al,
okay.
Bronx Viking. Welcome. We're here
Hello.
in
Hey,
Mr.
Al.
J.S. Gilbert, living in the Bay Area. You know, I worked in San Francisco so much. I worked from the top of El Camino Real all the way down to San Jose, and that was
Wow.
my territory when I was working for a pharmaceutical company. And
Oh,
my main it was from the Bay Area on El Camino Real down to San Jose, and that was I used everybody on El Camino Real. I've either ate there, drank there, talked there. I knew, oh, for years that was the street that I worked. I mean, that was
Yeah.
everybody knew me. I really missed that.
I'm a stone's throw from El Camino Real, just a
Oh,
stone.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm technically in South San Francisco, so that's where I am. And Grand Avenue is where my house is, and so not far from El Camino.
Okay. We have Dr. Jorge Padero from Santiago, Chile. Welcome, Doctor.
Hi, bienvenidos, señor doctor. Mucho gusto. Yep. We're a little bit better in Spanish than I am in Tagalog, but since I've been spending time on what's funny is at night, just before I go to bed, I'm on Clubhouse a lot, and the rooms get filled. People who are speaking Arabic, people who are speaking Japanese, people speaking Mandarin. So it's pretty funny. You pick up a few words here and there. But that is it's amazing. I have probably got the opposite of xenophobia. I just love meeting people that are from other places and cultures, and
Oh yeah.
and
That's the passion of my life since I was 17. I
Yeah.
knew that I would meet and greet and see this world before I passed away. And I've been lucky enough to have a job that has sent me to over 100 countries, not just to visit, but to stay at lengthy times and really enjoy and
that was
just
all within
learn what people are about.
all within pharmaceutical that you were
No,
able
I
to travel.
switched later on to communications, and now I do communications infrastructure inside of oil and gas. So we do
Wow.
security and infrastructure projects from, anywhere from the simplest of radios to cybersecurity that goes beyond monitoring. I don't really go into too much detail. We would talk 2 days.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody wants to come up here, just let us know. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, JS, I'm gonna go. I just wanted to pop in to say good evening to you all and good morning to Randy, I guess. Or no. Yeah, good morning. Yeah.
Thanks.
And
Yeah, it's always good to see you. So I hadn't seen Rich for a while, and it was nice seeing him on here the other day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pop in, make myself known. I guess Nazim, he had like a 5-minute bit, and he has a busted pipe, I guess, at the country home, I guess, and I didn't realize he was trying to get home
now you're right over
and
there.
stuff like that. So
Miss
Well, hi,
Yossi,
everybody.
hello.
Hi, Bernie and Sheikh Yossi Al-Kariz.
Yeah, Miss Yossi, she's saying assalamu
gotta get-
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa
you gotta get
barakatuh.
Colin and John on here, JS.
Yeah, I came down here because I have to do some STL files for Colin we've got a new business that we're starting, and we're
Right. You guys always got a business going.
we're making prototypes on his 3D printer. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
the last
right.
2 years have been pretty rough. They have been rough.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out. You guys be good. I'll talk to you all later. And,
We'll catch you a little bit later on your morning show, in about an hour.
Probably. Take care, guys. Ciao for now.
See you. Yeah, I enjoy my first show, usually in the morning. I like to watch Richard. Nice, casual, brings me into my day.
There you go.
So what are you doing for a living, or in your past living or present living, JS?
Well, since we've had the lockdown, things have been a little weird. I've had a lot of my clients have gone out of business, or haven't been able to pay me, or things of that nature. But mostly I work in advertising and marketing. I'm a broadcast producer, although I create content for the internet as well, video or audio content. And I've been working in live video I don't know how long now. Long time, 20 something years. And used to work with large setups. We had a place where we would bounce signals in Hawaii and things like that. Anyway, and social media, I've been active on social media since probably 87. So it's a lot of different things that kind of come together. And I do voiceovers too, which is part of, I guess, the whole world of producing content. So people who know, a lot of the video gamers know me because I've done a lot of voices for video games and then commercials and things like that too. So that's where I'm at. But during the lockdown, there's not been a lot of opportunity, and I just don't want to really push it, and I don't want to go ahead and throw money out there or effort out there in an attempt to try and find work at this point, because I see what other people are doing, and it's so I'm just kind of waiting a little bit to see where things. When I get my radar back and I have a better sense of understanding where things are going and where I should fit in, and then I'll put some more energy into it. But that's it for now.
Quite understandable, you know.
What's that?
It's very understandable, the current environment. I've been playing on social media for like a decade just as a hobby, and I've really enjoyed it. And I actually, at one point, made enough to where I didn't have to stay at the job. But then I always stay at the job due to when I was younger having a hard time in life, and I just don't want to ever struggle again. So I keep that cemented foundation work in place, and I still keep my social media as a hobby. And that's just because, once you've fallen when you're younger and how hard it was to get back up, you don't want to go there again.
Yeah. I guess I'm somewhat lucky too. I have other I have investments and things like that. And I was a part owner in a bunch of businesses, but the last 2 years have been pretty, they've been pretty screwed. So
good morning, Evil from YouTube. Thank you for being here. By the way, sir, those are on YouTube and Facebook and other outlets. I apologize. We see your comments, but we cannot respond to you directly because we're on the Happs.tv platform. It allows us to see your comments and we can talk to you, but we can't give you a little hello here and there. I mean, we can't really respond by typing.
How do you know that Evil is on YouTube?
I have a little red, the YouTube logo is there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I sent this out to YouTube. That's the first time I've done that. I had a big YouTube channel at one time. It mostly was focused on the game voices that I was doing. But then I realized it was not a market that I really wanted to try and profit off of, or it just wasn't. So I do things occasionally. They invite me sometimes when there's tournaments and stuff like that. They invite me to go, and he's the voice of whatever, blah blah blah, or little things like that. I do, and they're doing a fundraiser now for. They're trying to bring video games to kids in hospitals, which is a pretty novel idea.
That sounds fantastic. Yeah, I've got something I've been kicking around with, that maybe in private. I'll have to look what your Twitter is. I'd like to talk to you. I've been kicking around with something by accident. I went viral in Saudi Arabia by accident a couple of years ago. And the sponsors and the other stuff, I don't know how it happened. Maybe because I was the only one yelling on the internet for a month or two. But opportunities have come and went, and I just really didn't embrace them due to trying to keep my foundation to my main career. But I've seen some things that are opportunities that are available now that are kind of amazing. I played with them a little bit when it comes to live social media, and it's quite interesting, actually. Thank you, Cup of Joe, for sharing that invite link. Joe is
Oh.
letting people know that if I invite you, you don't have to follow me, but if you accept that invitation, Happs will give you $25 on your fourth broadcast.
Ooh, look at
It's
that.
connected directly to the Happs award program. You will get 25 US dollars just for using that invite link. But it does not make you subscribe to me. You have to click subscribe. But if you don't want to, that's okay. We're not all everyone's cup of tea. Some people like coffee
Or cup of Joe.
or a cup of Joe.
Yeah, this is so I would say probably between audio, video, or just audio platforms that are communities. Um, I've been this might be maybe the 25th or so. So there's been a lot of them. There's been a lot of them that have been private that I've been invited to as well. But we were all on like Rabbit and God, I can't even think of the names of them all. Blab, of course, and so on and so forth. But I have to say, um, uh, just from the standpoint of maybe as a show producer or something like that, I could spend a little bit more time here and figure everything out. But just on the standpoint of like coming in and watching a broadcast or participating on I don't know what you call this where we are now, you and I together. Is there a term for it when it's just coming up and or cammed up? I don't know what you call it.
Cammed up on a broadcast, I guess. There's no, due to the new of Happs, we haven't really, people still using the Periscope language, so that we haven't developed a real language for this yet.
So Kurt Schilling had a video game company for a while, and a friend of mine was working as a producer there and did not get paid for the last month of work that they did. Oh well. Yeah.
If you could give me 2
Thank
minutes,
you, Murphy.
I'm going to run in here and I'm going to make one more cup of coffee. It's 4:30 in the morning. I need my second cup. So I will
All
step away for just a moment and I'll be right back. Shall I
If
leave
any-
my I will just put me down here. My audio is legible. I'm still here, but now you're the main one on the camera. We'll see you shortly, JS.
Okay. So I apologize. I've been on here for a while. I've been coming into people's broadcasts, watching, typing, occasionally camming up. I'm friends with Bobby Shadow and Sid Snow and a bunch of other people that come on here. And so I got a thing today from the Happs people, since I've given away all my coins, that I'd get 1,000 coins if I would just broadcast. And I said, that's a good idea. And I'll see who drops in and what happens. And Randy was kind enough to drop in when I was having some issues with trying to figure things out. Didn't realize I had the what do you call it, the vertical instead of the horizontal on here and other things like that. But so if anybody wants to come up here and talk, let me know, and I will invite you. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. What do people do when they're up here by themselves? Oh, contract engineering. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I sit down in this, and I was telling people before, this is, I have a bad spine, and this is actually allows me to lie completely all the way back. Look at that. And I have a 42-inch monitor floating above my head. Don't worry, it's cemented in there really good. And there's a tabletop in front of me which has let's see if I can get you guys a better forgive me. Oh great. All right. Hang on, technical difficulties. too close to the wall. That's part of the problem. Ah. Okay, there we go. Oh, Harry, okay, here. Like, put that, right? Here you are.
Okay, do I have an echo on my sound?
There
Harry
was,
Morton. Hello, sir.
Hey, Randy.
How are you?
Not bad.
okay.
Hanging in there. I was just wondering, is there any echo on my audio?
No, it seems okay now.
Okay. It's kind of funny. I guess yesterday I had echo on Grizz's broadcast for some reason. Randy, you know Space Girl, correct?
Yes. She lived down the street from you, she said.
Yep.
Yeah, she's fun to watch.
Yeah. Today I bumped into her son.
There you
So
go. So the neighbors.
yeah.
I'll show you all the process of me going back.
Let's see here. Let me see if I could center myself up a little bit. There we go.
So that's the keyboard, and it's held down with magnets.
That's weird.
And,
Okay.
and that is my trackball, which is also held down with magnets. And there's the 42-inch monitor, which makes it really a nice experience. And then my face is right here, lying straight back.
That's an
It's a
interesting.
great view of your nostrils. Yes.
And then you can see the walls are all treated in here. This is the live room.
You call it horizontal haps.
Yeah, I can do. There you go. It's called the Dutch roll in video. All right, let me put the camera back.
Harry, do you make it back to the Philippines that often?
Okay, now I'm hearing that. Connect them. I'm not sure who's echoing.
Yeah, no,
Harry has a little echo of feedback coming back on his mic.
Okay.
I could fix that.
So one of the things I've been doing since we've been in lockdown, because I haven't been working much, is I'm doing weather, which actually is a lot. In back of me, I have things that I've done. Actually, you can't see it because I'm lying down.
Okay, if the echo should be gone, if there was any echo.
Yeah, it's gone now. Fantastic.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Oh, there's a great view now. We shouldn't touch any buttons. We've got it working. Don't touch anything. We're working again.
Yeah, everything's working.
Did Helen already run? Oh, there's Helen. Hey.
Alan's still here.
Yeah, so JS, I'm originally from the broadcast industry. I worked for many years at NBC, and then during the 1980s, yeah, was it 1987, the big strike that they had. All the good engineers, we all left and started our own consulting companies. Then when the strike was over, NBC was in such poor shape. They hired us all to come in as outside contractors, and we fixed everything that they messed up.
It's kind of like a space capsule. It's a workstation that allows me to lie either flat on my back or just with my legs up or whatever. So I do it because I have a bad spine, but a lot of people who have bad backs are using these kinds of things now. And then they're putting them into, or they were putting them into the Shishi San Francisco offices. Now I don't know what the heck's going on. Space Force, not Space Force, um, uh, for why can't I think of the name of
SpaceX.
no Force, the software company,
Oh, okay.
Dream Force. What they do, Dream Force.
DreamWorks.
No, what is it called?
No.
Something Force. So help me out here, people. It's a database.
Hello and welcome to Live Scrabble. We don't have a board. We're going to say words. You figure it out.
Can't do it. It's, yeah, I'm having a senior moment. What the hell is the name of the company? Salesforce. Thank you, Salesforce.
Salesforce. Okay.
There you go.
So Salesforce has this giant building in San Francisco. It kind of looks like a penis. And I don't know how many stories it is, like 40, 50 stories. But I'm being told that there are less than 50 people in the entire building.
Wow.
So I'm not sure what they're going to do with all these structures here, because all the companies are saying, no, stay at home, keep working at home. And yeah, I don't know what's
Yeah, I
going to
just
happen.
watched a 1 hour documentary about the companies fleeing the Bay Area,
Yep, Oracle
and they're
just
headed out to Texas. Austin, Texas, has become the #1 destination for companies now.
well, Dallas, Houston, and Austin, all three.
So
I think they're doing that for tax reasons.
yeah,
Well, so a friend of mine was working for a company here. This actually was about 10 years ago. And the owner at that time decided it would be cheaper for him to move the business to Texas and have all his employees come with him and buy them houses. Seriously.
really,
So
that's
he made
fantastic.
a
Wow.
deal with them, and every year that they stayed there and worked for him, if they moved and decided to work for him, he would give them X amount of money towards a house. They were living in the house, and after I don't know how many years, they would own it. And so my buddy went down there, and it's just the taxes, the insurance, I don't know, everything about it is so much cheaper. But uh, yeah, that's why I want to move from here. I really would like to get away from here, but my wife is kind of married to the idea of staying here, and I think until we die.
Yeah, the Texas has always been a boom town. Whenever things around, I'm actually a little bit partial to Houston, Texas. I've
Yeah,
noticed no matter what's going on in the economy, Houston works on its own wheel and its own operation. And whatever you look around, Houston has always been a bounce back city for me. I mean, a few times I've went there and created a business and sold it and done quite well. I
can
mean,
you get good Filipino food there? I don't think so.
oh, you can get everything in Houston. It's a melting pot of every community.
Persian food?
That's true.
Every community is there in Houston.
Wow, that's cool. That's a lot different than when I was there 30 years ago.
And my wife's cousin was in Houston for a while, and yeah, they could find anything they wanted.
Yeah, my wife's cousins from Philippines all have their homes in Cinnamon, which is a suburb there in Houston. So we've got a lot of family that's been in Houston forever. They're all engineers, and I forget what field they're in, but they settled in there. Engineers and nurses, the main core.
Yeah, yeah. My
I
wife's cousin. No, go
No.
ahead.
Well, Dee Dee asked if I'm in a camper. No, this is my office, which is, what do you call it? It's just one of those modular things that they attach to your house. I think it technically would be it's got glass everywhere. What would you call it? Like a 3-season room or a 4-season room, and
Yeah, like in Florida, we would call it a Florida room.
a Florida room. Yeah, there you go. And so this is my office, and I have a workstation, and it allows me to go up and down so that I can get comfortable. It works well for people who have bad backs or other kinds of things. So,
Is that whole thing on like a kind of a gimbal or something?
yeah, I guess. Well, I have to hit a button. There's a motor that causes it to go up and down, and
All
then the
right.
feet go up too.
Now, do you just have like severe back pain, or do you have to? Are you paralyzed in any way?
No, I have spinal stenosis, so it limits what I can do. And then I also had both my hips replaced. So,
Yeah,
uh,
because I had
yeah,
suffered from severe back pain, and I was on opioids for over 30 years. And 3 years ago, I got an implant from Boston Scientific. It's a spinal cord stimulator, and I have a little
wow,
remote. I have a little remote for it. Yeah, that I can control the level of pain reduction on this thing. Okay,
wow.
it doesn't show detail, but I've had this now for 3 years. It's worked so good for me that I volunteered as a patient ambassador, and I'll see, I handle about maybe 1 to 3 phone calls a week, talking to other patients that are thinking about getting it, and
Mm,
I tell them my story with it, and I'm 100% off of the opioids now.
wow. Yeah, I'm currently not taking any painkillers either. I was on buprenorphine, and I was just curious to see what would happen if I titrated off, knowing that I could always go back on. So that's what I did, and I'm now in my seventh or eighth week, and I feel pretty good. I honestly, I don't really notice enough of a difference in terms of when I was on the patches and now to say that I would want to go back on them. And
Okay.
as long as, as I get up and I do some things for a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, and pay attention to my body, and then, okay, better go sit down or lie down, or this is a massage chair. My head is right up against right here, and it's a pretty darn good one.
Bo said it looks like an FBI lineup.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea for me to come on here, being that I am in the witness protection. But
There you go.
I do it anyway. It's just,
Yeah, I got to the point with the pain medication, and the highest, the highest I went to was Oxycontins, and
yeah.
it got to the point where I had such a tolerance to these things that it was no better than taking an aspirin, and and I was at wit's end, with the pain that I was having, and I also had the sciatica, which felt like a lightning bolt going down your leg and coming out your toes.
Yeah, I
And
get that. Oof.
oh my God, I'd be walking along, and my wife, would say, I'd just stop dead in my tracks, and she says, and you turn pure white. I says, well, the pain was so intense, that I, I couldn't move another muscle in my body. And
Do you have
my
gout?
doc,
Eating all that rich Filipino food?
no, I don't. Actually, I don't. And my cholesterol's good too. So,
Oh, well,
yeah, go figure.
there you
But my pain management doctor here in Florida said I'd be a good candidate for this thing, and I did the trial. Now, what was kind of funny is, I guess under Medicare, they insist that you go under a psych eval, right? So I went through this psych eval, and I asked the doctor, I says, Doc, let me get this straight. I says, I come to you, right, uh, to get a psych evaluation so that I can get off of the opioids and get a device implanted into me to, relieve the pain so I don't need to take the opioids. I says, how come they don't do a psych eval for people going on these damn pills?
Yeah, yeah.
And he
Well,
says, said, that's a good question. He didn't have an answer.
it's a little harder to get them these. I'll tell you what my story is with painkillers and stuff. before I had any kinds of aches and pains when I was much younger and I was in my 20s, I had a big problem with recreational drugs. And I don't know how this guy got them, but I ran into a guy who might have had a couple of thousand Demerols at the time. I think they might have had a different name, but no, it was Demerol. And he needed money, and I bought them from him, and I was popping them like candy, just getting high. And thank you, Joe. And it was funny because I guess at one point I had walked into a bus. It was going, this way, and I kind of walked in. Anyway, I wound up running out of the pills and was like all of a sudden in tremendous amounts of pain and had to go to the hospital. And they said it looked like I had cracked ribs for who knows how long, and other issues. And then I went through withdrawal from the Demerol in the hospital, which is probably worse than going through heroin withdrawal. It was singularly the worst 4 or 5 days of my life. But I'm really glad I did it. They had to strap me down and stuff, and so I haven't had a drink since '91. I haven't had anything in recreational drugs since '92.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah. Drink like a fish and smoke cigars like a chimney. There you go. Oh, Bo. Yeah.
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 Genetics are fun.
Yeah. Well, I used to smoke cigars, but not anymore.
I have
I'm on.
two humidors here filled with mostly Cubans. They've been sitting in there for probably, I think it's 20 years ago I quit smoking. I smoked cigarettes and cigars. So I wonder
Yeah.
how good a 20-year-old Cuban cigar is. I bet it's pretty good.
I don't know, but I
Actually,
think that sounds
if
like
if
the next
if you
option.
if
Sotheby's.
Go to stuff. Well, there's no way that they would know it's actually 20 years old. The label.
You can pay somebody to document it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so cigarettes was 20 years ago. That was it. Yes, I've had both my vaccine shots.
Thamar is asking, did you guys get your vaccine shot yet? I'm happy to say I got my first shot yesterday. I got it yesterday in the afternoon, and now it's been 12 hours, and I feel fine.
Won't give Demerol and ERs anymore, too addicted.
What
Yeah.
about you? Are you two getting
Yeah.
your vaccination for the COVID?
I'm not getting it until my wife can get it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's younger than me, but I just if we can't get it together, then I'm just not going to get it.
I had my second shot on Sunday.
Congratulations.
I felt okay. They gave it to me about 1 in the afternoon. I felt okay, but the next morning I was really tired and had a little bit of a headache, and that followed me into Tuesday. But today I seem to be doing okay.
I see Bo made a comment here. They won't give Demerol and ER anymore. Too addictive.
Yeah.
I beg to disagree on that. Back in January of last year, I was as a pedestrian. I was hit by a car,
Oy.
and I broke 3 vertebrae in my neck. I was rushed to emergency, and I said, and I carry in my pocket. I have a little vial that I have my regular medication that I take, but I also have in there 3 hydrocodones. And I says, I'm in a lot of pain. I says, can I take one of my hydrocodones? And they said, no, you can't, because I'm in their care. So, I said, well, what am I going to do for the pain? And the doctor gave me, ordered a shot of Demerol for me, and they gave me Demerol.
I feel naive. I don't even know what this is.
It's a synthetic morphine that's actually stronger than
Oh,
actual morphine.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I do not have a negative reaction to Demerol, but I do have. I have a what the doctors have called an allergic reaction to morphine.
Uh, I found with the Demerol, I still feel the pain, but I don't give a crap.
That was kind of like what it was like getting high from Demerol. You just sort of like, well, things are shit, but I don't really care.
That sounds
It's like,
similar
I
to
don't care.
sounds similar to divorce court. Could you repeat that again?
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
If you ever really want to clean out your closets, guys, just get a divorce.
Well, I can't say that I know that experience. I've been with my wife now for 40, yeah, coming up on 43 years in November.
Hey, you get a little bit on me. This is my second marriage. We've been together. It'll be 36 years this year.
Well, good. I found that, I tell my wife everything and I don't have to worry about, stuff coming back to bite me because I didn't tell her.
Morphine made your kidney hurt. Yeah. This my wife actually is a not artificial. She's a kidney recipient. She had kidney disease and she got a new kidney. So she's got to be really careful about all the stuff that she takes. But
Yeah. I may be going through that soon myself. I'm on a waiting list to receive a lung.
Good luck with that.
I recently had a penis transplant. I'm just joking. I'm trying to fit in. I don't have any problem.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So,
Bad humor, bad time.
if you have a penis transplant, do you need to get yourself a pecker checker?
Yeah.
No, it's
Actually,
funny. There was
the color doesn't match, but the size is cool.
There was this guy, and he had 5 penises. And it's funny because his pants fit like a glove.
This is going south. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the right place.
Jason said, "Am I in the right place? I'm looking for the Happs AARP meeting." Well said, Jason. That is great.
Commercial here for a phone that has giant buttons, right? Yeah.
Welcome to the Happs AARP meeting. Oh Lord, I feel like I'm at the
Hey.
condo association meeting.
Yeah. We got to give a Happs advertisement. Subscribe, share, and what was the other one?
Join our
Subscribe, share, and
sponsor.
sponsor. There we go. I had a senior moment.
There you go.
I get them every 5 minutes or so. That's why I do not, the whole thing, I don't know about you guys, I tend to be a little chauvinistic and maybe trapped in time. But I have a little bit of trouble with the whole, new, what do you call it, the political correctness. And so I always assumed when I was younger and I got older that it'd be no problem. I would call all the women gorgeous, and I would call all the guys like Bucky or something like that. Oh, thank you, Jason. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Time Trap, good movie.
Cool.
Yeah, the new politically correct world we live in is really tough for me. I'm from the South, and my mother was an outspoken, anything you can say, non-correct person. So I'm not used to biting the tongue and just, worried about anything being offensive,
And those Southern belles like their compliments, don't they?
They do.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in the South and you're not telling the lady she's beautiful, they're going to think something's wrong with you. But if you're out West, they're going to think you're harassing them. I don't understand.
Yeah. One of my friends, she was a sales manager for a company, a regional manager, and there were two other women who were regional managers, and one of the big bosses referred to them as Charlie's Angels, and she hated that. She hated that just a couple years ago. Uh, oh, excuse me.
Hello from Los Angeles, Edward Lynn. Oh, there's a great gentleman.
Thanks for dropping in. There's nothing really earth-shaking going on here. If you don't know the word faffing, by the way, I was introduced to it 20 years ago in England, and faffing is an English term just for screwing off, which is, I love the word, faffing about, or to faff off, or just faff. So,
Yeah, I have a buddy in the UK that I talk with, and occasionally also on ham radio, and yeah, sometimes he comes out with some slang words that I don't even know what they are.
so I'm going to straighten up now for those of you who have just gotten in here. This is I have a bad spine. It's not like I'm like, I don't look like a Quasimodo or anything like that, but I have a bad spine. And see whoa, okay. And now, look at that, I'm upright. This cool little chair workstation that I'm in allows me to work. Uh, uh, and now I'm sitting upright. There we go.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. I was doing like this for a while. Now we're off the rails. When did we go off the rails? I didn't realize. I didn't realize we were ever on the rails. Hey, I tell you, you're a rough crowd, yeah. Hey, the other day, my kid sent me to my room. I tell you, I don't get no respect.
I love it. Yeah, I'm sitting here.
Oh,
I don't sleep with my mobiles in the same room. So when I wake up, I go in the other room. And apparently there was a lot of excitement. I got so many messages about nothing yesterday.
So one person came in off of off of YouTube, or two people.
We had a few people come in on YouTube. There was a couple of people here from Periscope and Twitter.
So, but how? I'm not going out to Periscope and Twitter. How is that?
I am multi-broadcasting on 5 Facebook outlets, also YouTube, and also Twitch.
Okay. That is.
Yeah.
But I didn't turn on Twitter yet because I don't know. I was going to see how it went. It looked like we were having technical deals. So if I turn on too many of them, it will double the people here, and then it'll, you know what I mean? It'll depends on our connection.
I'm thinking about getting this thing called the YOLO box. I don't know if you've seen it. Very, very cool for live streaming. It's essentially a 13-inch monitor, but in back of it is a full-blown computer. And so it has 4 inputs, 3 HDMI and a USB input, and it has a USB output. So you could just send the USB output to and it's a switcher, so you can switch 4 cameras, or you could, and it has an SDI card that can still store images and low bottom thirds, videos, all that. It has another slot for micro SD, and you can record directly in it.
What is the name of this again? Let me make a note on my memory.
YOLO box, YOLOBOX. I've been looking at the 810 Mini and the 810 Mini Pro and the ATM and all these different devices that they have to support people doing live broadcasts. And I bought what do they call it? I can't remember the name of the company, but it's you can get them on Amazon. It's amazing. So I have a cable here that I'm turning into. Yeah, so it's a switcher. It'll do not really sophisticated audio mixing, but some. Um, and it has graphics capabilities and all kinds of things. It also has a battery in it, and it has a slot that you can put a SIM card in. In which case, if you've got a strong enough signal where you are, you can actually use this thing walking down the street and broadcast with multi cameras and the whole whatever you want. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
looks
pretty
like a
cool.
nice little box. It's around what, $1,200, $1,500?
Like 700, 800.
Oh, is it? Okay, here they have it marked up quite high then.
Mm. Oh,
We here it's around $1,200 to buy that in Saudi.
yeah, that would probably be right. I don't understand why Saudi Arabia is a good partner of the United States, and yet uh, they still the ear and what's the other one? The uh, OFAC, the Office of Foreign Affairs Commission, both the ear and OFAC, and it is it's very hard to get stuff into Saudi Arabia from the United States
Yeah,
without all.
it's just a custom clearing process. That's all. The custom clearance process is the time frame of everything. So it depends on which shipping agency you use. If they have a
Yeah,
clearance officer there, or if it's a fly-by-night company, they contract a clearing officer, and you're not the priority. So it's best
well,
to see what you're sending here and what shipper you use because different shippers have different priorities.
between you, me, and the fence post, you often have to go through a local agent, and the local agent essentially needs to get bribe money from you. It's still there are still a lot of issues.
That yeah, in the history there was. Now there's pretty. It's not really that much anymore. We have FedEx, UPS. Every normal thing is here. Aramex, DHL.
Yeah,
It's really there's so many improvements. Now back then there was kind of a protectionism where only a few companies that were locally owned were supported properly. But now that that protectionism is gone and it's all about making things happen, they removed most of those boundaries. But that was correct. Back in the 90s, it was that way a lot. It was a headache.
what is Hey Trip?
Oh, my nickname is Trip.
Ah,
At the end of my last name is a third, and that's where the trip comes from, and also from the military.
cool.
That was my
Hey,
call sign.
okay.
As you can imagine, with the name JS, I don't really have a nickname. Although when I was younger, because I used to kiss ass to all my friends' parents so they would think I was a nice guy, I wound up getting the nickname Sweet.
Interesting.
Yeah, they would say, "Why can't you be more like that J.S. Gilbert boy?" And then I said, "Yeah, I got them fooled." Uh, yeah.
Well,
But
JS, I
no,
appreciate you having me up, but I need to
yeah,
get
no, I
in
appreciate you
my
coming on.
day. I've got to go to work in a little while. I've got to order my breakfast. I got to do all the nonsense we do every day, you know.
Yeah.
I
And
I,
gotta go make dinner, and
okay.
I don't know
I
what's
also
up.
got a few things to do as well. So
and
All
Harry,
right.
it's good to see you face to face. I've been seeing you in the comments all